beautiful souls. Good morning. I wanted to hop on and just give y'all this message real quick. Ooh, sis is thirsty. I'm so excited they have mint water downstairs. I've been refilling our little water bottles in the airport. Hey there. I just saw you message me. I'm going to check out your message when I get off of here. Hi, Serena. Hey, y'all. Thanks for hopping on. I wanted to hop on and tell y'all about Gumroad Payday real quick. But, yeah, before I started talking, I was about to say thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this mint water downstairs because we've been filling up our water bottles in the airport and what are those things called? Water fountains. And y'all know I'm bougie. I don't care where I am. I'm bougie. I don't like nasty water. So I'm grateful for some yummy water. Before I talk to y'all about Gumroad, y'all know I'm on a fearless journey, right? Oh, it's loud. It's not loud out here. I'm on a fearless journey, but my dirty little secret is I'm terrified of heights. So our hotel has this little tiny balcony right here. And I'm really scared of heights. I can't even hold you. But I wanted to just share this journey, this part of my life with y'all. If you haven't been watching our YouTube and following what's going on with our stories and stuff like that, see, look at me. I'm backed up in the corner, trying to show you a view, trying to stay safe. Man, and I also hate motorcycles. But anyway, wow, I'm tripping. I really basically just have to record every aspect of my life at this point because I can't believe this shit. Damn, I would be honestly terrified up there. What the fuck? I would literally be terrified up there. What floor is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We had an apartment on the 14th floor at one point, and I was terrified. I'm still getting my fearless knuckle tats. I can't wait. It's okay, even the best birds are afraid of heights at first. Soar Queen Fly, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Y'all gonna watch me overcome this fear of heights. I've been afraid of heights my whole life. Anyway, I'm basically just giving y'all a glimpse of this crazy life. And I was saying, if you haven't been following the journey, Spirit done led us from hiking through the deserts of Phoenix overnight, 13 miles. Thank you so much. I can't believe this shit. Some clothes down there. Okay, I have multiple conversations going on. First of all, I love me some ghetto clothes. I love me some cheap ghetto clothes, something stretchy, probably a little see-through. I'm scared of heights, so I get motion sickness. Yes, yeah. I need to go down there and see if there's some cheap ghetto clothes down there because I need a bathing suit. This is my bathing suit until I go get one. Serena, you might have to get caught up, girl. We basically were okay, I haven't shared this part publicly. Basically, we were why are we in Phoenix manifesting a life in LA? I said, that's ridiculous. I said, we teach people, we legit teach people, if you're not happy, change it. And we don't play about practicing what we preach. If we tell y'all to do something, if we share, if you do a consultation with us and we're well, if there's something in your life that isn't serving you, then change it. We don't play about practicing what we preach. So, the other day, girl, I already know it's nap time. That's the only reason I'm here. Well, I'll share this little bit really quick. Basically, we're going through we have overcome an interesting point of our life where it's a faith journey where we had to basically be stripped from the monetary, materialistic things in life so that we can step into this life of abundance. So that led us to not being able to get a hotel room on that particular night and basically getting kicked out of another hotel because they noticed we was trapping. So they were do you have a room here? And we were yeah. And then we just dipped. So basically we decided it's really silly to just be sitting, not making progress. If I'm just sitting, because after that we basically, y'all know Taco Bell be open all night. Ooh, I can't believe this shit. I can't believe this shit is real. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to cut the camera on and tell y'all what I've been through, so hopefully you don't have to go through it. But, yeah, we were like, what progress are we making if we just sit here in this Taco Bell? Then what? Become a familiar face, and then they ask us if we're customers? Like, no, let's just make moves. So, honestly, it's beautiful out here, y'all. I'm just hanging on the edge of the thing so I can get away from the balcony. Oh, I have so many things to say. Just bear with me. But yeah, so basically we were like, let's make some steps towards our goals. Why are we in Phoenix manifesting being in LA? We said we have to go to Cali. This is our third time. So what was I saying? We had to keep going through these cycles. This journey has been basically putting us through cycles. So I began distracted, my bad. Anyway, we were like, well, what can we do right now? We got 2 feet. And you know, we're minimalist. Everything that we have fits in a backpack. So basically we were like, let's start walking. After riding the bus here, we ended up getting bus tickets. After riding the bus here, we were like, were we freaking crazy? We really thought, I mean, that just shows you how supernatural, like the supernatural energy that we had tapped into. So, didn't get a hotel room that night, looked at each other and said, let's get to Cali. Let's at least make progress. If this is my last day on earth, I can at least say I tried. I can at least say I made an effort. Y'all find me on the side of the road somewhere canceled, they're going to be like, damn. I'm going to come check out your page in a second. Yeah, so we were like, well, if this was my last day on earth, I can say that I really pushed the needle forward and made effort towards my dreams. But yeah, so I'm going to check out your page when I get on here. I feel like your intentions are pure. We definitely serve. We serve quite a bit, and if you've been following, you will know that. But yeah, so, and that's why we've been able to press forward on this journey, because the people that we serve have definitely been sowing into our life, and we're very, very grateful. And there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people that are on here right now that have definitely blessed our family in exchange for our services. I'm really grateful. And I'm excited. We actually have some videos on our YouTube channel talking about our efforts for the homeless back when we were in Vegas. But anyway, I'm getting all off track. So anywho, basically, our journey has brought us here to Long Beach because we followed the lessons and we followed, you know, all of the signs. I've really been sharing how the numbers have really been giving us signs and wonders. Has been giving us signs and wonders, and what was I gonna say? Basically, it said be open to outside opportunity. And the opportunity presented itself here in Long Beach, of all places, and we were like, wow, let's get it. And we were here the very next day. We actually went to the airport and basically we went to the airport with expectation. That's a very long part of the story. I put the whole story on YouTube about like how we even ended up at the airport, just the whole story. Anyway, basically, Spirit led us here, and I'm grateful because it's beautiful. And being dropped here is a huge part of our fearless journey, because one of the reasons that we kept leaving LA was because it wasn't making sense. Hotel living wise, you know, we're in the process of looking for an apartment out here, but like hotel living wise, it's like being right here by the beach. It's like hotels is a whole business, and I'm really excited about stepping into that business lane. I have so many amazing ideas about building hotels, the business model, how I want to run it. After living in hotels full time for 9 months, I've seen it all. And even down to the fact that I'm like, man, why don't hotels have like a certain number of rooms that they can offer people in need? I've called hotels a couple of times and said, hey, you know, do you guys have, like 2 o'clock in the morning, do you guys have any unsold unsold rooms that you're willing to offer a family that needs a place to go? And, the answer is no. Money talks. You got to pay for it. And I'm really excited because I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? People really look down on homeless people and really, assume the worst. And the power of assumption is such an amazing thing. On this journey, we've been in the trenches, sat down on the ground with people, and really learned about their story. Like, why are you here? How did you end up here? I've learned so much about human compassion and just human decency, and really understanding that most people are a paycheck away from being out on the street. A lot of people, if it's not for their parents giving them a place to stay, it would be a completely different story. And sometimes when you're privileged and when you have options and you don't have your back up against the wall, it can be easy to say, oh, why don't they call somebody? I was one of those people. Back in the day, I used to be like, how do people end up homeless? How do people end up on the street with nowhere to go? I've been called to do amazing things. And in order to serve at a high level, and in order to really be able to have a deep level of empathy, my life journey put me in a place where I had to experience it. I had to experience not having anywhere to go with my family. Down to the point that like I had a conversation with this is not what this video was about, but I'm just gonna let spirit move. Basically, walking past people, like Arizona was extremely, oh yeah. Arizona was so brutally hot. And that's another thing that people don't take into consideration. Like for nomad lifestyle, van living lifestyle, you really literally have to consider all things. And one of the things to take into consideration with being a nomad is what is the weather like? If you're just going to be a nomad, meaning no residence, you're kind of all over the place and flowing and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. If you're going to be outside, even just enjoying the weather, just stepping outside to enjoy life, Arizona was brutally hot. That was another lesson. We had no business being there. But anyway, literally all over the place. There were people, the only place that you can go, you really learn to utilize natural resources, including shade. So in Arizona, under the bridges and stuff, there's people that's just hanging out because they don't have anywhere to go. And hubby and I were talking, and we basically we prefer to give people money than food. It depends on what you have to give. Sometimes you might have some extra food to share but no money to share. Give whatever you can. But I was asking him, did you want to grab them some food or whatever? And he was like, no, I'd rather just give them money because we don't know what their diet is like. I'm just so beyond grateful that as hard as this journey has been, I'm just grateful that I can put myself on the other side to understand that homeless people really are people just like you. The same way you have certain dietary restrictions, the same way dairy probably messes up your stomach, gives you the bubble guts. You might be vegan. Just because you're homeless don't mean you're not vegan. So it doesn't serve you if I bring you some beef tacos, for example, and you're vegan. It's thank you, I appreciate you, but I don't eat that. And I was talking to hubby, and most people, a lot of people with the paradigms they've been given, they feel if they're giving, that the other person should just be grateful. And I'm sure, it's obviously gratitude, thank you so much. But the reality is you're still a human being that's functioning. The crazy part about life, I'm all over the place. The crazy part about life is that we cross paths with people at different, the timelines are crazy. I could meet you today in person, and I could meet you on the best day of your life or the worst day of your life. And the position that you're in right now might not be an example of your best self, the best version of yourself. I could meet you today, you could have just lost no, I'm not going to say that. I don't want to, let's cancel that. basically you could cross paths with somebody that just lost their job. We just went through a pandemic, and it's like they literally could have just lost their job, just lost their home, just lost their car, but just the other day they were up. Just the other day they were riding around in a Rolls Royce, living in a penthouse, living their best life. Things happen to everybody at any given moment, at any given time. So it's like I also could run into somebody it just flops. I could run into you on the best day of your life when you're riding around in a Rolls, living in a penthouse, or I could run into you the day after you got fired and lost your job and things are looking different. But in this life, we have to learn how to see the God in people regardless. You have to be able to see the God in somebody, whether they look nice and put together and, you have to look at them the same way. Oh, yes, yeah. You have to look at somebody the same exact way if they look dirty, if they look like they haven't been able to take a shower. I know what it looks like to not be able, I know what it's like to not be able to take a shower. I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like to not have anywhere to go. But I'm so grateful because I treat everybody that I come across the same exact way. And I think that's such an important lesson to learn in life. This society and this 3D realm will really have you acting silly. It's kind of like how people, I'm gonna have to change the title of this video. I hopped on to tell y'all it's Gumroad payday today, y'all. And basically, if you're a Gumroad affiliate, and you'll learn about that in Money Out of Thin Air, that today is payday. So I was simply hopping on to say, it's payday, y'all getting paid, but now I'm switched over to something else that's way more important. So if you're not getting paid, hit me up, I'll tell you how to do it. But anyway, basically I'm saying, it's like we live in a world where celebrities and famous people are treated so oh my God. And it's it's just crazy. And then they'll leave that encounter and then walk past a homeless person or walk past somebody that doesn't look like they're on their shit and either walk past them and act like they don't see them, or people are really mean to homeless people, to be honest. I'm not even going to speak on the things people do to homeless people, but it's just crazy. What would make a human being treat a famous person better? Because they look better? Because they smell better? Because they're popular? What the hell? I thought we left that in high school. It's just crazy. And honestly, I'm just so grateful for the experience to be I'm just so grateful for life's experiences. I've just been so grounded. I've had the opportunity to be around people with so much stinking money, and I've been around people that didn't have a dime. And I'm just grateful for the opportunity to learn how important it is to treat everybody the same. I look at everybody the same. I smile at everybody the same. It's human compassion. Nobody deserves to be treated like they're nobody. And sometimes, honestly, just a smile, walking past, I'm thinking about one homeless guy in LA in particular. Oh, Lord. The first time we went to LA, I don't know, I get all the months and all the times confused, but first time we went to LA, we saw him. We left LA, went on a journey, came back a couple months later, he was still out there. And I think about the fact that so many people will just walk by and not even look their way and smile. So if I can raise somebody's vibration or send them some love just by looking at them and saying, good morning. Sometimes a smile is all you have to give. People make excuses on why they don't give or why they can't give. You can give if you have $0 to your name. You can give love and human compassion, high vibrations. Look their way and smile and say good morning. It literally could change their whole life. So anyway, I just went off on a whole tangent. But I guess I was supposed to share that. Somebody was probably supposed to hear that. But yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be totally grounded. Money does not faze me. Money is such a fake tool. It's because they don't want to. Yeah. The crazy part is everybody has to learn their life lessons in different times. Everybody learns their lessons when they're supposed to, because life will circle back around. Yeah. Woo, life will teach you those lessons. Life will circle back around to somebody that walked past, unless they understand the laws, unless they understand the laws of forgiveness to cancel out their previous actions. But, an individual that walks past a homeless person and looks down on them and, doesn't look their way or spits on them or does whatever evil, mean, nasty thing or whatever, I hope and pray that they don't have to encounter it. But a lot of times life will circle you back around, and that could be you. Well, that could be them. Cancel. The reason why I'm saying let me change the way I'm speaking is because I'm not speaking those words over you. So cancel. I'm speaking in general terms and basically saying a hypothetical situation that, hopefully that isn't the case. But an individual that looks down on a homeless person X amount of years later, months later, days later, same day, whatever, could literally end up being in that same position and be looking up from the ground, looking for that same loving compassion. So I guess this rant is basically to just encourage you. If you're watching this, check yourself, check your heart, check your human compassion. Are you helping raise the collective vibration of the planet, or are you doing the opposite? Literally, you can raise the like I'm thinking about the fact that when we step out of here, we got moves to make. We're going on an adventure. We're gonna walk down to the beach. We're gonna go take a look at some apartments and stuff like that. I'm gonna cross paths with a lot of people, and I'm setting out a goal to raise the collective vibration. I'm gonna smile at people. I'm gonna say hello. I'm gonna say hey, how are ya? Versus walking around being a snot. It just is what it is. It's a lot going on out here. I just love the opportunity to be in different cities and have different experiences. Seriously. I was somebody that before we really started traveling, I had never really left the DMV area. Well, other than I probably went out of town a couple of times. But life is so beautiful. Life is so beautiful. I'm just randomly looking at another beautiful soul over here, watering his plants. When you encounter people, you're crossing paths with a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. When you walk past me, it's so much deeper than what you see. You can walk past me and think anything. This is just a human body. This is literally just skin and bones and flesh. You might walk past, honestly, let me give you guys an example. When we got off the bus yesterday and got to the Greyhound station, it was closed, by the way. It was just they just dropped us off. And we were trying to call a Lyft before they just dropped us off, but we got there a lot faster. You can literally, hold on, before I get distracted, I'm going to read it in a second. Y'all know I'll be getting distracted. You could think whatever you want of me. You could think, oh my gosh, she thinks she's so good. She thinks she's better than me. Oh my God, that's a rich, bougie bitch. You could look at me and say, oh my God, she's so pretty. Oh, I don't know. People, their power of assumption, they just be making shit up. I don't know. But when we got off the bus, we walked past these two ladies, and the sun was blinding me. So I was making sure that the sun, I'm so intentional, man. I was because I understand, I think about how other people feel. I think about how my actions, my words, and everything affect other people. So I was okay, the sun is blinding me. I can't see their face. Let me just make sure I'm not frowning at them, because I could be going like this because of the sun. You're going to think I'm mugging you. So, sometimes in life you have to go the extra mile and make sure you're not offending people, because while I'm intentional about being slow to take offense, at least I try my hardest to be, other people may not put in that effort, so they might just be quick to take offense and thinking I'm mugging them. Anyway, this is so funny. I am I'm really afraid of heights. I'm working on that, y'all. But anyway, I'm enjoying the fresh air, but I'm staying away from the ledge. So one girl says to the other, be nice. And the other girl was just mugging me. And I'm damn, what did I do to you? because like I was just smiling. I was like, let me just smile really hard to make sure like they don't think I'm mugging them, they don't think I'm like being in any type of way. It's so many factors, like how people's minds work, man. Because like there's a whole thing about like how women think and feel about, I don't know, y'all, about like married shit. Like people will think that you think you looking at your man a certain way. I don't know, y'all. I just be smiling. But I was just giving that as an example of how people create their own ideas and perceptions of you. And it's like when you walk past me, you're walking past a lot of information, a lot of studying, a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, life experience. One conversation with me might change your whole life. And that's the same way it is with literally everybody you encounter. I'm going to give y'all an example, but let me read this first. Your spirit is so beautiful. I remember when you made a story about changing your attitude, etc. And look at you, Aura Pure. Whoo, thank you so much. I just really honestly appreciate you for seeing the growth and seeing the change. And sometimes it's hard to like admit when you need to change or like admit flaws about yourself, but that's the thing about it. Like you just have to face it head on. I knew 100% that all of the customer service issues I was dealing with, all of the nasty encounters that I was dealing with, I understood that it was some work that I had to do. And sometimes when you like start on a journey of like studying new information, you'll be like, okay, I know it's gonna like pay off one day, but you don't really know when it is. So like to put work in and not knowing like when you're gonna see the results, but getting to the other side and like being like, wow, I actually see a change. It's really a beautiful thing. So I really appreciate you even noticing and seeing that, because the world was ugly. I mean, the world was really an ugly place. People were mean to me. People were nasty to me, but I had some shit to work on, to be honest. Sometimes even when we feel like we don't have work to do, you do. We all can improve. But anywho, what was I about to say? I don't know. How did I get on here and go on a rant? This is why I miss having IG Live so much, because like I don't really do this on YouTube. The YouTube content is shifting. I don't really know. One minute we're like, we're not doing vlogs. The next minute we're like, no, we have to share our life journey because somebody got to see this. We're in an interesting place with YouTube. We're giving what we're intuitively led to give on YouTube, but like this is my space to just talk freely. This is my space to really just like let spirit just sprinkle a message to whoever pops up on here. So anyway, y'all, I'm just full of gratitude. I'm full of gratitude, and to seal the deal and let you guys know where I am on my life journey today, it's just continuous faith, 100% fear, detachment from all materialistic things, detachment from physical currency, and really grasping the concept that money and currency is energy, period. And it's funny because somebody came on here saying some things. I gotta go check out their page and check their vibe, make sure their intentions were pure. But what they said was correct, so I feel like they probably a vibe. Yeah, money flows to you when you serve people. And y'all know we be serving, and that's why everything's pretty much name your price, and everything is pretty much work with your budget. Because like there's so many people that helped us out, and so many people that like worked with our budget, and so many people that gave us opportunity and paved the way for this internet money thing that I'm forever grateful for. And the way that I pay it forward is offer the knowledge that we have at rates that people can afford. Yeah, we've got our set prices, and those that can pay the full price for the value, they'll pay the full price. But there's people that I know that will be able to do great, amazing things and like change their whole life with the information that we have. And I understand that, and I teach this in our master classes, like name your price is so much deeper than physical currency. Name your price allows the universe to just shift around. It literally allows intuitive things to take place. Somebody may be able to send $20 for a $100 masterclass, and I receive it with love because I understand that they're going to get what they need and be able to do amazing things. And I understand that spirit is providing exactly what I need in that moment. It's like it's always, if you really believe that you're divinely protected, it's always more than enough. You really can't look at it like, $20, what am I supposed to do with that? No. I receive it with love, and I bless it, and I send it forth to multiply. It's such a like, I love it. I love Name Your Price. I really do. Because Name Your Price on this journey has really blessed us so much. Like, it's literally the exact amount. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for feeling my vibe through this device here. But literally, like, I could be like, okay, my cost of living, I don't even know how much this is per month. But at this point, where I'm staying right now, at the place that I've been intuitively led to and dropped on this planet, is, what was I going to say? It costs $220 a night. And I could say, okay, well, I got to get that from one person. I got to just get it. Let me hurry up and get it. And I'm like, nope. Name your price. If somebody sends 20, if somebody sends 50, that's what the universe shook up to put in my lap, and the universe knows I know what to do with it. I love it. I just love it. I love this journey. You don't live in the lack mindset or survival mode, and it shows. Thank you so much. This is the most exciting part of the journey. This is the most exciting part of the journey, that basically September is lit. August is amazingly lit. But mark my words, September 1, it's magical. So I'm literally gonna document flowing through the rest of August, where we continue to money out of thin air, live our digital nomad lifestyle. And actually, you know, the exciting part is I'm believing and affirming that we're not even going to have to do hotel living for another month. I'm literally believing and affirming that we're going to step out here, we're going to go apartment hunting, and like literally the perfect, let me tell y'all what I'm believing for, because y'all know I've been manifesting instantly, so I share it because y'all got to see this so y'all can be like, dang, I saw when she manifested this. I'm believing for an amazing apartment that has like the best move-in deal. Like, move in, don't pay anything for 2 months, don't care about your credit. Like, I know it's going to be so divine, and we're not going to have to do hotel living for another 30 days. But here's where I take my hands off. I've set my intentions, and I also allow room for the divine equivalent. I don't want to do hotel living for 30 days or however long. I don't want to do that. But it's part of the journey. So whatever's supposed to take place is going to take place. Anywho. But yes, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm really hungry, and I'm going to order some lunch. Wrapping it up, I did get on here to say today is Gumroad payday. And if you don't know what I'm talking about as far as Gumroad, one, check out my stories. I share some information. But if you're genuinely serious about adding additional income streams, etc., take a look at everything that I offer in the link in my bio. And if you're serious and you have questions, hit me up. My DMs are open. I know some people are like, B, I never DM you because you said your DMs are closed. I have to say that because people be wilding in the DMs. And I prefer to handle business through email. But I'm shifting. Things are shifting. And now I'm shifting back into what money out of thin air is, which is all about simple. And it's easier for me to just voice message back and forth and get straight to the point and let's get to the bag. I don't really... Lately, like, emails have been taking even longer. But anyway, so that's that. Take a look at the link in my bio. If you see any of my masterclasses or like anything that I offer and it's not in your budget for today, let's make changes today. I'm definitely more than willing to work with your budget, especially based on what I just said about name your price, etc. Talk to me. Like, let's have a conversation. I realize that so many people kind of shy away from like inquiring about things because they feel like that they don't have the money, but I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to for years, literally years. I followed up with for years, and they're like, I don't have it, I still don't have it. And name your price eliminates that. I would much rather put information in somebody's hand at a price that fits with their budget, give them the information, let them change their life, let divine way flow through, and it's lit. So anyway, if you have questions about any of our masterclasses or any of our services, anything that we offer, DM me. And then what else was I going to say? Yeah. So that's basically it. Anywho, the last thing I'm going to share for real is we manifested perfect weather. And we said in order to get perfect weather, we're going to have to be by the beach. And the beach is probably, I don't even know if it's a mile. Well, it might be. The beach is that way. The weather's perfect. We were affirming and manifesting and believing for perfect weather in Phoenix when it was like brutally hot and I couldn't even stand outside. I had to go stand under the shade under a tree. Anyway, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that everything that I speak and everything that I create literally manifests instantly. And it's once you're aware of that knowledge, once you're aware of the fact that like your thoughts become your things, and you know the power of the spoken word, you're held accountable for it. Once you're aware, and now that you heard me say this, you're aware, your thoughts and what you say actually manifest. So use your words and use your thoughts today to only create what it is that you truly desire. No more negativity, no more complaining. If it's something you want to complain about, find a way to speak life over it. If you're hating your job, oh, I'm so happy and grateful. I am so happy and grateful for this brand new position that I'm manifesting. I'm so happy and grateful for a peaceful, healthy work environment. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have an hour lunch break instead of 30 minutes. Speak like that. I used to be the person, if you've been following me since my Snapchat days, then you saw the other side. I'm so grateful for the people that have been following me for that long, because I love it. I can't imagine watching my content from my Snapchat days when I was managing the ophthalmic office and literally getting on Snapchat crying and cussing and complaining and saying how much I freaking hated it. And those were the days where I said, I just want to be a stay-at-home mom in Beverly Hills. I'm down the street from Beverly Hills. And the only reason I'm not in Beverly Hills is because that shit don't make any sense. I would much rather be here. It basically costs the same, and I'm like, well, I'm spilling the beans on this opportunity that we came out here for, but I don't want to commute. I don't want to drive. Like we don't drive, obviously. I don't want to be. No, I want to be right there. And that's another life hack. Like I've always said that. Like I've always encouraged people. Like if change it. If you don't love it, change it. If you don't like your hour commute, change it. And I love that I practice what I preach, because I can get on here and tell you, if it's something you don't like, change it. And if you missed the beginning of this video, if you've missed our YouTube videos, I practice what I preach. I said, I don't like Arizona. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm manifesting being in LA. Why am I in Phoenix? And my ass set out to walk from Phoenix to Cali. I got about 13 miles in it, and I said, fuck this. I need a train, a bus, a plane, something. But please know and understand that anything that I share with you, any life hack that I share with you, anything that I tell you to do for yourself, please understand that I do practice what I preach. And that's why I share the good, the bad, the ugly. That's why I share it all. Because I'm just a spirit in a human body having an experience. And where this experience is right now is in Long Beach, California. And I don't know, I'm going to keep y'all posted. I'm just going to keep y'all posted and bring you along on this journey. But anyway, I have definitely reached my level of scared of heightness. So I'm going to just back it up, come back inside. I'm about to order some lunch. And I hope somebody got some value from this video. If you got some value from this video, comment down below. Give me some love. Give me some feedback. Share it with a friend. The best thing you can do for me is share. Just share this knowledge with a friend. Anyway, love you guys. Have an amazing day on purpose. And I'll see you next time.